Hello!
Hey, welcome!
Welcome, one and all. And now it's time for Stephen to stall.
Bam, that's how you started off. Welcome to our review welcome to the F1 podcast, where we're going to be reviewing the Portimao Grand Prix, whereas previewing the Spanish Grand Prix, because there's a back-to-back weekend. Bam! We're going to be talking about how Mercedes are back, how 2021's already over, and that's about it. And also, of course, the breaking news that Mercedes have announced the new driver joining the team to obviously replace Lewis Hamilton. They've had enough of Lewis, so they've gone some French bloke. But we'll be talking about that in this podcast. How much more stalling do I need to do? I'm running out of things to say before getting into things.
Where's our live chat? Where's that gone? Hello.
If you said anything, apologies. We cannot see. I'll get up on my phone.
Yeah, get it up on your phone.
But I hope everyone is doing well today. We will be live again for our usual Motorsport Manager later tonight. Obviously, this is slightly delayed because normally it's on a Monday afternoon, but we're doing it on a Wednesday afternoon. We were busy on Monday. Oh, I skipped an ad.
We were busy!
Hello, Relentless Comics.
Hello. Get on.
Corona,
give up so soon? Did we give up? Oh, did we go live? Did we actually go live?
What if you refresh the page?
Oh, refresh the.
Will that affect the stream?
Potentially. Let's.
I'm just thinking live chat. Well, what will that do?
I don't know. I just thought we'd do that. Participants, live chats. Look, I'm hearing like, oh no, what's happened? What's happened here?
Oh, okay.
What's happened? Look, you can get it. Look, you've got chat up on phone.
I know.
We'll go
okay.
It's chaos.
So
Look, it's chaos.
You communicate with people.
I want to communicate with people. There's no people communicating.
We'll
message. Jesus Christ. I mean, it doesn't. Oh, wait. No, are you on the low quality to say
yes, to say things. Probably should actually just do that.
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
Yeah, there we are.
It's time to review the best race of the season so far. Wow. What an action-packed Grand Prix we had in Portimao. From lights out to checkered flag, it was sensational. I mean, honestly, you could not make up some of the things that happened in the Portimao Grand Prix. I mean, Bottas led some laps, so that was exciting.
That was major. That's highlight of the year so far.
He got pole position, so that was mega. Yeah, and then Max Verstappen overtook Lewis Hamilton.
Wow, it was incredible.
And then he made the smallest of mistakes, and Lewis Hamilton overtook Max Verstappen.
Don't talk about that. Let's move on.
Heisenberg, Portimao, greater than Bahrain and Imola. It's facts.
It's the best track.
It's facts.
Best track.
It's facts.
Not the best race. Are you done with? Max made the mistake. Lewis got past. Lewis cruised to victory. 2020 is back, everyone. Woo! And guess what? We're going to a Mercedes stronghold in Catalonia. My words.
I didn't enjoy it.
Is this the face you make after seeing the Portimao Grand Prix?
It's the raw seek face.
No.
It's raw seek. Oh, God. Knows. It wasn't a banger, but it wasn't bad. Just wait for Spain.
Yeah.
Carola, that is the type of positivity that we need in this live stream. Hey, it's not bad because right down the corner, we've got Catalonia. Well, we got Catalonia. It's going to be action from lights out to checkered flag.
Nice. Let's go through the teams. We need to be a bit rapid today because obviously we're previewing the very exciting Spanish Grand Prix. Always a banger there. So let's start with. I need my phone because that's how I do my teams.
Wait.
Can you?
So you carry on.
Can you go? You talk.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Gap says, in my opinion, Portimao was actually a really good race with three-way battle for the lead, actual overtakes for the lead, midfield battles galore, and Checo showing good pace in the Red Bull.
Sorry if you had music.
I can.
There you go.
Cool. I look. I can see that, right? Oh,
yeah. You can see that.
That's nice. I can see where you're coming from, but
here we go.
I wouldn't describe Bottas as defending the lead. I thought it was Lewis and Max, but Max didn't have a car that could, cope with Lewis and the Mercedes that weekend. And Bottas, as usual, tyre management was poor and just meant that he was inevitably overtaken.
As is basically Bottas's life.
All I'm saying is there's probably going to be worse races this season.
Yeah, true.
Probably. So there was positives on track. There was. And I agree the Alonso's race was very good at the back end. Ocon's race, Alpine's races.
It was good to see.
Were good. Norris, strong.
It's just after we've been spoiled for a battle for the lead. I know Imola, it wasn't their second half, but we just didn't get that. It felt very 2020 vibes, and no one wants to go back to 2020 vibes.
Heisenberg, you can tell how boring a race is if the most intriguing fight at the end was for P7.
That was great, though. With Mick Schumacher, let's start with Haas. Nikita Mazepin, I think he was another minute behind Mick. You can't really put it down to anything anymore. He didn't spin, he was just slow. Yeah. So Mazepin, P19. Mick Schumacher, he beat a Williams outright.
Get in there. Get in there. So I thought I'd bring the enthusiasm. Come on. Yeah, P1.
Which incredible. Williams just struggled with the wind. Even though Russell was going into it thinking they may get points, but their car was Williams. So let's combine the two. Williams, 16th and 18th. Terrible weekend, especially with George getting P11. It looked like prime position for George to get points. Car was awful. Haas was awful. But Mick beat a Williams on just sheer pace, which was very nice to see. There we go. That's about the crap teams out of the way.
Whoa! We can't say that on stream. We say that's where the developing teams are.
They're not developing.
They're developing.
They're literally not developing.
Developing.
They're building a car next year.
Future.
They're not developing this car.
Sometime.
Let's move on to Aston Martin. P13, P14. Pretty shocking from them. Especially as
Seb qualified well.
Lance Stroll had upgrades, couldn't make the most of them. Vettel going to Q3, couldn't stay there. Pretty shocking. That's what we expect from Aston Martin all year. Bam. Even Alpine could beat Aston Martin this year. That'd be a shocker.
And they looked bad.
That'd be embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
But there's not really much else to say from their races.
By the flinch.
Other than Verl went backwards, Stroll went forwards, but both ended up in terrible positions. Let's go on to Alfa Romeo.
Okay, that's where ping
Kimi
through.
Steering wheel is a complicated thing.
Gloves.
And you've got to do... Thank you. You've got to
steering wheel.
A lot on a steering wheel during a race.
Gloves.
Especially on the first lap.
Steering wheel.
You could be concentrating on
Gloves.
what map modes and what to do on your steering wheel. No one expects
Gloves.
a wild Giovinazzi to appear in front of you.
Steering wheel.
And he just went straight into the back of Gio.
Gloves.
Could you please stop saying steering wheel and gloves?
Steering wheel. It was my backbeat to your song. I can't walk out. He realised he needs me. Whoa!
What are you doing?
Don't know. I just thought.
Get that tab up. There you go. And then, oh no, you can't do it.
Wait, can we drag it? Wait, where's it gone? Restore chat.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go with that.
Oh, but that's on the wrong thing.
Kiwi rookie mistake or senior mistake? No, I would say it was a senior mistake, Carola. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, he's getting old now. There's a lot of things to do in F1. So he didn't see Gio. Gio clearly came out of nowhere. So I think it was Gio's fault, the whole incident.
I'm going to say Joy has the moment of the weekend. After the second Indy race, I thought that was good. Now off to bed. Need to wake up for the F1 race tomorrow. Oh, wait. I actually forgot we'd already had the F1 race. Oh, joy!
But
oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, silly. Giovinazzi, though, out-qualified Kimi again and
yes.
Almost points, but not quite.
Yeah, he managed to survive his teammate going into the back of him. Came out in P12 in the end. Alfa Romeo, just in no man's land. Not good enough for points, but also quicker than the developing teams. So there we go. Let's go on to AlphaTauri, who again, I don't think I can say it anymore. They're just not very good. Maybe it's the racetracks that don't suit them, but they're not very good. They're not competitive at all. Pre-season testing, it looked like they were going to be quicker than McLaren and Ferrari. But 3 races in a row. 3 races. And they've done absolutely nothing. Pierre Gasly just coming in P10 to get 1 point. And Yuki Tsunoda came in at P15.
Yikes.
Yes, yikes indeed.
Yikes.
Hey, JB.
Hello, JB. Yuki Tsunoda. Is the Yuki hype train left the station? It's gone. They're out. They're gone. It derailed. It sailed off a cliff.
Sailed off
and
a cliff.
It's exactly because it's a new wind-powered train that sails. And that's why they're not doing very well, because that would be a stupid idea for a train. Gasly did all right, though.
P10, though. P10, what's all right? What's your standards of all right?
We've got points to need.
For a team that's meant to be one of the quickest on the grid, P10, and you're saying, oh, that's all right. I'm not having it. They had a terrible race. The car's just not looking good in the race pace. Qualifying pace, they're doing like a Williams. That's not a good structure to go for.
But you want to move on before you completely, just put AlphaTauri fans in the ground.
Okay.
I mean, you've basically dug 5 foot for them.
They can do the rest. Let's move on to... let's go Alpine.
And to start Alpine,
Yeah,
let's head to the comments with Heisenberg. Unpopular opinion. At Portimao, Alonso proved to still be the best driver on the grid. Now, I'm a Fernando Alonso fan, so it doesn't take much convincing from me. I don't know if we can say that performance means it. It was a very good performance, absolutely. I don't know if it proves that he's the best driver on the grid, but I think it still proves that he's got it and he's not washed up.
Yeah.
But also, Ocon is doing very well. Qualified well and still, did he qualify P5 and finish P6?
Yes, I think so.
I know.
No, P7. P7, P8.
Oh, P7, P8. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, still, he might have qualified P6, actually.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Sainz qualified like 5th or
I
something.
can't check. I'm sorry.
Who knows? Right. But yeah, I thought
Scratch
Ocon
that,
did
I
a pretty
can
good
check.
weekend.
He qualified 6th.
You know what? When we were talking about last year on our kind of F1 podcasts, Ocon was a guy that were like, he really needs to step it up. And I think this season, he is stepping it up.
Yeah.
Alpine as a team aren't stepping it up, but Ocon himself is stepping it up.
What
And
do you mean
Alonso,
Alpine aren't stepping it up? They were flying.
I mean, standards. This is meant to be one of no, but 7th and 8th.
They've been slow the first 2 races. They are flying this race. 7th and 8th is actually better than an all right result. Apparently, Pierre's P10 is. Hit me.
I reckon AlphaTauri will bounce back in Barcelona. I reckon Red Bull will comfortably be the quickest in Barcelona. Woo! Stephen face says doubt.
Doubt. That is a doubt face. We'll come on to that in the preview, though.
Yeah. Alpine were on it in Portimao, although Renault struggled last year in Barcelona, so I'm pessimistic about their performance. But Barcelona is strong track for Alonso. But also, I would say the Alpine car this year has no real resemblance of performance to the Renault last year. So who knows what they'll be like performance-wise.
Yeah. Do you want to do any more on Fernando Alonso?
It was great action at the end. He gave some action at the end with overtakes.
He was one of the quick. He wasn't the quickest car on track, but he was one of the quickest cars on track, especially in that midfield pack. He was just flying on those harder compounds. We'll come on to it. I just remembered the tyres are a talking point. We'll come on to that. Let's go to Ferrari.
Grazie, ragazzi.
Charles Leclerc P6.
Hello, was there?
Hello. Carlos Sainz P11. Carlos Sainz went for the early stop. Ferrari went for the early stop. Sainz, his tyres just gave up in the end. But before doing that early stop, he did look somewhat decent, especially as he out-qualified Charles Leclerc and stayed ahead of Charles Leclerc because he was in different tyres. He looked good. He looked good until they stopped him early, and then the end of the race fell apart. Not really his fault, but he's showing good signs that he's adapting to that car, even though he hasn't walked away with a point. It's more to do with strategy. And then
Ferrari getting strategy wrong. What do you mean? Ferrari are the best strategy team on the grid. They've been outclassing Mercedes and Red Bull and every other team on the grid for years.
Charles Leclerc P6, just solid. He didn't do too much. He was just on the right. He qualified on the mediums, so was on the optimal strategy. Didn't stay ahead of the McLaren.
Funny comment, Zach.
He didn't stay out of the McLaren of Lando Norris. And just didn't do much. Ferrari looked like they have the pace advantage, but then lost out to McLaren in the end once again.
What a rundown! What a rundown of the team. What a rundown! I mean, it's as riveting as it can get from a riveting Grand Prix. Just a pause. Hello, Pie in the Sky Tours. He's been watching our fancy stuff, but thank you for watching and thank you for jumping in on chat.
Hello.
Gianni says Stephen must have been buzzing after last Sunday. Action replay of Stephen after Pato won. Plus 5 minutes.
Yes. I don't know why I don't think I can share my phone. So yeah, that's Ferrari. Is the pause done? Is there anything else you want to laugh at, read at, talk at?
Uzair, why is Mission Winnow not banned? Because that's Ferrari related. Oh, sorry, Winnow! Not banned in Europe anymore. That green logo is disgusting. Absolutely is disgusting, but money, money, money.
Bam. Moving on to McLaren then. We've got to get through these teams. We've only got 3 left. McLaren, Ricciardo, recovery drive of the race from P16. Yeah, it was P16 or P17. You may have even been P17.
I think
No,
it was
it was P16. Recovered to P9 in the end. Solid. Obviously, terrible qualifying, but the qualifying was weird because of the windy changing conditions. So yeah, it was quicker to go early, and then when you try to do your second lap, it was a lot slower.
And Lando Norris again. Carola says Lando good. And you know what? In the first 3 races of the season, Lando has been the driver of the season so far.
Yeah, 100%. He's been flawless. He's been getting the absolute maximum results he could out of that McLaren. He hasn't put a foot wrong. He hasn't put a single foot wrong. Important.
Infinite has joined the chat. Hello, Infinite.
Hello.
Welcome to the chat.
You're just about to join as we big up Lewis Hamilton.
Do we need to protect Stephen for all this, slating you're going to do of Red Bull in the chat today?
So I'm wearing my Ferrari top. So I'm Ferrari. Bring it.
Mamma mia.
Come at me, McLaren. Come on, you want to fight? Ferrari. I'm sorry. Is that McLaren done? Anything else? Lando Norris drive of the season so far?
He's just Lando drove another great race. Apart from, track limits. Did he let them past? Or did the tyres just go?
Okay. It's not really much.
On his pass from Checo.
I know.
I don't know. No, nothing. I just saw Nick Cranky Yankee was going on.
Well, he exceeded track limits, but he didn't actually make the move when he exceeded track limits, and then he overtook him not exceeding track limits. And then Checo just overtook him in DRS, which we saw was very powerful. And the Red Bull is a quicker car than McLaren. On to Red Bull. P2, P4, a failure of a weekend for them. They lose out their chance to take the championship lead. Max screwed up qualifying, where he should have got pole. And then he screwed up when he took the lead to let Lewis through.
No, he didn't even take the lead. He just was second.
He screwed up when that person who was in the lead, I don't count as them being in the lead. He screwed up there, and then that was the race. Red Bull didn't have the pace in the latter stage of the race, but Preddy brought the wrong tyres, so it was a bit of a dull ending because of that. But yeah, Checo, P4, best result in a Red Bull. Solid.
He did what he did. He was up there. He could influence strategy. He was just left out there as a scapegoat, wasn't he?
Yeah.
To left anything.
Try and take advantage of a safety
He got
car.
the fastest lap, but unfortunately, the tyres burnt. Well, he got the fastest lap, but by doing that, the tyres burnt up.
He got like the fastest lap before Bottas and Verstappen tried.
Yeah.
And then he was
No, but what I mean is, he pitted, but he was pitted in the window that, Verstappen and Bottas, if they'd pitted, he was still could have interfered and been in play.
Yeah.
But then he slowed up because he went for that fastest lap. I imagine he would have burnt the tyres out.
Possibly.
They probably should have left it later, but they couldn't really leave it later.
Yeah.
Because he'd already done like 5 million laps on it.
Hello, Sam.
Blue flag, Checo. Blue flag.
That was a great moment.
Yeah, it was.
No, Lewis, you've just taken the lead.
But yeah, Mercedes had the better race pace, absolutely. Also, Checo wasn't too far behind Verstappen in qualifying. I think less than a tenth behind Verstappen.
Yeah,
I think Checo's doing very well. Paul Douglas, Lewis had a better race pace, absolutely. Liam Talks Motorsport, lads. Hello Liam. Wow,
in sync. We go.
We are just so on a level. It's like we're brothers or something, man. Yo, bro. That's so funny that IndyCar Fanatics now head of F1. I know.
This is the smaller channel.
Yeah. Thank you for joining in this small time channel. Thank you for giving it pissy views.
Wow. So yeah, it was kind of a bit of a failure of a weekend for Red Bull, and they don't have it any easier going into next weekend, which we will talk about. Any other Red Bull comments out there?
They didn't beat Mercedes, which leads us nicely on to Mercedes.
Go on with the top.
Bottas, doing Bottas things, continues to be an incredible disappointment, and that's really hard.
Whoa!
But, you know...
He got pole, didn't he?
He got pole position, but let's be honest, no one really believed Bottas was going to win that race, which says it all about Valtteri Bottas, really. But Lewis Hamilton does what Lewis Hamilton does. Got the job done. Max made one mistake. Lewis pounced to get past, got past Bottas, and then from that point on, it was easy. I suppose Bottas, the credit we can give him is he was doing his job in the constructors.
Well, we didn't beat Max, did he? So,
I mean, look, we all thought it was going to be 2020 Mark II. And if it was 2020 Mark II and Mercedes was still off, wow, Valtteri Bottas would have been so disappointing so far this season.
Yes, he's been shocking.
As Martin Brundle often says, thank goodness for Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Right, let's see. IndyCar greater than irrelevant and overrated F1. Whoa!
Whoa! The big punches there.
Oh, jeez. Michael Uffostruin. Bottas doing Bottas things. Yep. Valtteri Flopass. I called it Bottas to slip back in the race. Bottas will be consistent. Yep. Even after he got pole, he was favourite to win. Lewis, I presume that was. And Bottas would never have passed Max even without sensor problem. Yeah. Told you guys not to be quickly judged Bottas, and he stuck it on pole. Well, that's great. But this is an IndyCar, so you don't score points for a pole position.
Oh, they're robbing Valtteri. He should be world champion by now.
Look, Infinite. Look, a pole position, that's great. It's great for the stats. But that is literally it for Valtteri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this now his 5th season with Mercedes?
Probably.
Quite frankly, it's not good enough. And he doesn't have any excuses anymore. Well, he finished in front of Perez in a race that Mercedes had the better car.
Rather than just spitting facts about Bottas, though, we've got to say Lewis Hamilton, great drive from him.
Yeah, Lewis is superb as always. And I thought last week, I said that I thought he would be the race winner. I think he's going to be the race winner again this weekend, but we'll come on to that. But, you know, Stephen's going, maybe. We'll see. But I just think, you know, Lewis Hamilton has the experience. The car, Red Bull doesn't have a massive advantage over it. And Lewis Hamilton will get more points than Max Verstappen over the course of 6. But you're Team Ferrari today, so
yeah, Ferrari! Screw you, McLaren.
Bing. Hello, David. Welcome into chat. Jacob Gibbons. His one lap pace and struggles on most tracks with race pace. I mean, he just cannot. He has not learnt to improve his tyre wear whatsoever. Bottas. I think I said that when we were watching the race, didn't we? From that basis. Yes.
Yeah, incredible drive from Lewis. Didn't get fastest up. He didn't fancy sending it along with the others. But Bottas did get fastest lap to get Mercedes that extra championship point. Means he's probably the GOAT of F1. So that's our team rundown of Portimao. Any other talking points? Pirelli brought too hard compound. That was probably why Portimao really suffered, because people could just do a one stop, didn't have to worry about tyre wear. There was no alternating strategies.
When you take strategy out of racing, it becomes a lot easier to make the races predictable, especially with the amount of money and data in Formula One. These guys are so good. Like the team's off track, which is brilliant and amazing to see, but that doesn't necessarily lend itself to exciting entertainment. The cameras aren't on them, and they're going calculating. Yes.
And let's just check out the battle of the computers.
No.
You just have to look at Bahrain. We had the 3-stop versus the 2-stop.
Yeah, Carola, the fast pit stop from Red Bull was awesome, but that's what Red Bull do in the pit stops. Absolutely.
Didn't they do a Sub-Zero just for the pointless pit stop when they were pitting Max for the fastest lap? They just did a pull down sub 2 seconds.
Love that from Tonka Chai Truck. My mum was even amazed at how fast the Red Bull pit stops were. Quick! Red Bull throw it when it comes to small details. Hurts, but it's likely the truth. Brutal. Gianni, I'm on an iPad. Lol.
So their fastest pit
Incredible
stop was 1.98 seconds.
They're just quick.
Sergio Perez was voted driver of the day. I disagree with that. I don't think he did anything spectacular. Maybe it's a sympathy vote for the second Red Bull seat.
He certainly wasn't the best Mexican this weekend. Pato!
We're staying F1.
Sorry, we're staying F1. Right,
my driver of the day is probably between Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, or Fernando Alonso. Any three of them, I'd say, is worthy of driver of the day. Checo, no way.
Okay, so before we go on to the Spanish preview.
What about your driver of the day?
My driver of the day?
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso, obviously.
There we go.
No, it probably is Lewis Hamilton. Just got the job done. Relentless.
Yeah, but equally...
No, actually, Lando Norris.
Yeah. You basically said all three of my options.
Yeah, basically.
I think either of those three could realistically be called driver of the day. Fernando for the last stint, Lando for the whole race, and Lewis for the whole race. Bam. Definitely not Checo, though.
Apparently, Mazepin actually voted for driver of the day, but F1 obviously didn't give him the award. No.
I saw the TikTok, wasn't it? Movement to get Mazepin driver of the day.
I will not be watching Spanish GP. There's never been a good one except 2012.
Ricciardo is driver.
Maldonado!
I can see Ricciardo's solid recovery drive. I don't think it was better than the three you mentioned there.
No, I think he recovered from there. Right, a quick note. Sam mentioned it. We've got to give the Romain Grosjean love. Announced today.
No! You ruined it.
What?
I was like, it's the new driver lineup at Mercedes. Romain Grosjean in the 44 car and Valtteri Bottas in the 77 car. But you've ruined it. You just got straight in there.
Sam ruined it technically because he forced me into it. I can ignore him in chat. I blame Sam. Sam, I blame you.
Mercedes have had enough. They kicked out Lewis. They've realised Romain Grosjean, looking at his first two races in IndyCar, deserves that Mercedes seat and is going to replace Lewis from Paul Ricard onwards.
I think it's going to be good to see Roman. I like.
Just to clarify, it's just the test.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice thing to allow Romain Grosjean to end his F1 chapter of his career on a high.
Yeah. Obviously, he survived the horrific Bahrain crash. And didn't get to race in his final race after being in the sport for so long, after being a key figure in the sport. Because he was, how long was he head of the Drivers Association?
Long time.
Good few years. So Mercedes were like, go on, Grosjean. You have a little spin in the fastest car ever made. Well, no. Is it? Is the W10 the fastest F1 car? I doubt it is. It's the hybrid engines.
I think the F2004 was the quickest.
It's probably one of the best F1 cars. I can say that.
Yeah,
ever made.
Absolutely. It might be the best.
So he gets a demo day on at Paul Ricard, and then he gets a full test day just to send it around Paul Ricard for the whole day. In front of the possibly in front of French fans. I don't know how their lockdown's going.
We'll see. It's nice for Roman, like we said, to end his career on a high.
Yeah, exactly.
End the career in F1 on a high, and then he can fully focus on IndyCar in the next chapter, where he can actually allow to be competitive. Hey, dig at F1.
Whoa, bam.
W11 is fast all time. Nice. Cheers, thank you for clearing that up in chat. We always knew there, Infinite always knew you'd clear it up on Mercedes. But yes, fantastic work on that. Spain. Will it be pain?
Or
will it be rain?
Oh, there we go.
Carola says.
If not one of them, it could be both of them. Nice.
Welcome to the chat, Ollie from TGSF1. Make sure you check out his channel if you haven't already. But what's that? Yes, it will to pain or rain or both.
Or both. Yes.
Easy W's in Spain. I think it's an easy win for Lewis. That's my gut feeling.
God, Spain. It's like Portimao is Spain done right, and now we're going to Spain done wrong. Spain done right wasn't actually. Spain done right was pain. So what's Spain done wrong going to be?
Well, it could be the opposite. So it could be actually a really good race.
Could be the best race of the season. Could you imagine?
Look out for turn 1, because that's the action point.
Yeah.
Turn 1, first lap, first corner. That's it. Then that's the race.
That's the race. Yeah. It's probably going to be pretty underwhelming. But look at it this way. We've got a 21 calendar confirmed, I want to say. And this is the 4th race. Gets it out of the way. You know? We got 17 races after this. That's positive.
Spain did get modified though. Yeah. It took out the can people actually overtake going into that DRS zone? Because it was a DRS zone into a heavy braking zone. So I guess that was potential. But I guess it was always so narrow. Okay, Monaco will be even worse. But Monaco has the prestige, and it'll have a good Saturday. Spain won't have a good Saturday. Or in comparison, it won't have a good Saturday.
Yeah, Monaco's it's Monaco at the end of the day. Spain, there's nothing additional that you can go, yeah, Spain.
VQS Lawrence. They took out one of the only 2 overtaking spots.
Why is there a chicane at the end?
Mr. Peng, I'm not watching Monaco. Bruce.
Oh, what?
Monaco's been ripped a new one.
Monaco could be good.
Yeah, as you saw by the Classics race a couple of weeks back. Or was it a week back?
The undercut or overcut, what's going to work? Qualifying. Will Max conquer the streets of Monaco? Will Ricciardo win?
King of Monaco. Wins one race there.
I always enjoy watching Monaco. If not for the racing. In my head, that made sense.
Yeah, no, I get that. I guess what we're trying to say about Spain is expect Mercedes to win. If there's any on-track action, positive.
Yes.
In fairness, the midfield could be pretty good. The fight between McLaren and Ferrari is shaping up really nicely.
Yep.
If Alpine have their pace that they had in Portugal, they could be a really interesting one, especially if AlphaTauri improve slightly as well. And everyone is looking forward to Mick Schumacher versus Latifi, round 2. Get in there, Mick. Get in there.
It's awesome job. Awesome job, Mick.
Awesome job, Mick.
Because Gary
job, Mick.
is not South African or Australian. Gary is American, right?
Gary Gannon.
No. He's not American. He likes saying awesome job. Obviously, K-Mag's ex-engineer guiding Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, Formula E at Monaco could be pretty good, actually.
F3 is starting at Spain. That is positive.
That is very positive, Sam.
We will see Carrera.
Yeah, Juan Manuel Carrera make his return.
I thought that was his name. I didn't want to follow through and screw up his name.
But you didn't.
So yeah, that'd be good.
What an amazing performance you've put in there.
And Logan Sargent is confirmed to return in one of the back marketing.
Hose! Wow, they're solid like middle.
Yeah, he's going from championship favourites to being in F3 for the fun of it. There we go.
Indianapolis potential 2022 return, is that F1?
What else is it going to be? NASCAR? Yeah, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to NASCAR possibly returning to
the Brickyard 400.
Of course, it's F1. But with Miami confirmed.
Hello,
Surely.
Ibo Cam. Turkey 2021. Let's go. Yeah, great race, actually. Great to see Turkey on the calendar.
Yes. Hopefully that won't be a disappointing sequel like Portimao was.
Actually, what team does Juan Manuel Carrera drive for? I'm pretty sure he's driving for ART, isn't he? I might have just picked that out. Sam will go for that.
I don't think so.
Leme or NASCAR.
Let's go to our F3 correspondent, Sam.
In chat.
What team is Juan Manuel Carrera racing for?
ART. Look at this. Look at this. I nailed it. Look at me go. From there. But yeah, the F3 should be good because I think the F2 race was pretty good there last year. Matsushita won a bit of a weird one. It was like chaos at the end. But from what I remembered, there was also a DRS train for quite a lot of both race weekends of sprint races and feature races.
It's just what Spain does, you know? And you can't blame Spain for producing these kinds of races. It's just what Spain does. And poor Spain, it can't change. They could take out that final chicane, but that's just what Spain does, you know? Spain doing Spain things.
Oh. Okay, so an interesting discussion has come up, I think.
Okay.
Of Vettel. Okay, look. As much as I love Vettel, it might be time to retire if he can't get a podium or two this season. Whoa. Let's hold up. Because that Aston Martin car is shocking. Like, you are talking miracles for that man to get it. Like, it's going to be a struggle for Ferrari to get one or two podiums this year.
Yeah.
Let alone who are doing significantly better than Aston Martin. It would be by pure chance on that. I think Vettel is past his best, but that doesn't mean that he's still not a very good driver and he's developing. But we're talking, the levels we're talking are prime Vettel in Red Bull and the start of his Ferrari tenure. He was very, very good there.
Yeah.
And then it was a slight slow descend. He wasn't able to capitalize in 2017 and 2018. Some of it was out of his hands. Some of it was in his hands. Last year, understandably wasn't great, but there was a lot of poor stuff from Ferrari in there as well that we could literally joke about watching the Grand Prix going, I bet this pit stop's 10 seconds. Next thing you know, there's something wrong with Seb's pit stop. That's a shock. What's happened there? Must have been so unlucky. Charles Leclerc is the guy leading the team. But look, he's he's not in the prime anymore. So past his best, I can get on board with, but I still think he has a lot to offer.
You just gotta. I'm a fan of Seb, and you just
Steven's
got to
a
look
fan of Seb.
at all the other drivers who have joined new teams this year. You go, Daniel Ricciardo has been awful. Looking at Lando Norris, his inexperienced teammate, you got Ricciardo miles above Lando's talent, and he's not doing anything in that McLaren. He's just doing minimum stuff or okay jobs.
Lando's talent. Miles.
Come on now, it's the
Lando's
King
talent.
of Monaco we're talking about. But yes, we look Carlos Sainz. He can't put a full race together in that Ferrari. Maybe his fault, maybe not his fault. Who else is struggling out there?
Well, Alonso's struggling.
Yes, look at Esteban Ocon is beating Fernando Alonso.
Sorry, any Esteban Ocon fans out there.
Okay, without me, overdoing it, the new people in their new cars are struggling as a whole. You look at Sebastian Vettel, yeah, he's a 4-time world champion, so maybe you look a bit more harshly, but he's the same as everyone else. Everyone else is struggling out there in their new cars. And Sebastian had the fewest testing laps. And obviously Aston Martin got hit bad by the technical regs, so they're struggling to put together a car anyway.
I always find it difficult to judge a driver's true whereabouts. Like I say, I think he is past his best because he showed moments of weaknesses in good cars.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, I still think he's a great driver, and I still think he's got a lot to offer. But it's a bit like, when people were slating Joe Venazzi. I actually think Joe Venazzi's having a very good season so far. But a lot of people will go, Cannamino, he's the best thing in the world and he should be in F1. Joe Venazzi, what's he done in F1? Yeah. That would be it. That would be my thing.
Yeah.
Bad cars make good drivers look bad.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to really assess where he truly is. On that basis.
If Lance Stroll starts absolutely destroying Sebastian Vettel, then I will start to go, yeah, Seb, maybe just pack him, go to IndyCar or something like that.
I don't think Seb would. I think Seb would go Formula E out of the two.
Really?
I don't. Actually, no, he likes the engines. I think Seb would just retire.
Not going to like sports car racing?
No, I think he'd just be a family man and retire.
It's probably made enough, especially that Ferrari money. Yeah. My point, Lance Stroll isn't destroying Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel comfortably outperformed Lance Stroll this weekend when Lance Stroll had the upgrades where Seb didn't. Seb is getting them in Spain.
No chance I could see Seb in Super Formula. Absolutely not a chance for now. I don't think it is big enough for him to go out there, although it is a very fun video. Pie in the Sky, it will be out in about 55 minutes.
Fancy.
Fantasy.
Yep.
Sorry, it was go from there. WEC. I could see him going into WEC, maybe hypercars actually. There, I don't really see him in IndyCar for whatever reason.
I cannot see.
Yeah, I don't know. They could probably do with a German going over to IndyCar.
They could probably do with a German. I look at IndyCar and I go, yeah, they could probably do with a German.
To grow the European fan base, Stephen. To grow the European fan base. That's what I'm talking about, but I can't see it. Anyway, interesting discussion on Seb. I think it's far too early, even 4 races in, to truly judge. I think only to get a really good insight into the season, you've got to wait the entire season, but at least halfway through the season before we start going, maybe there's an issue. Even Valtteri Bottas It's too early to say that he's had a thing. As much as we criticise him, even Valtteri Bottas, it's too early to say.
Sorry, 5 years is too early. Yeah, sorry, 5 years is quite a small amount of time for a driver.
For this season, it's too early.
Oh, so this season, he got a little reset, did he?
Yeah.
There's 2020.
Always.
20. Let's forget about it.
I was trying to be slightly nicer to Bottas and not absolutely pummel him into the ground. Don't bring
Bottas into the Sebastian Vettel defence. He does not deserve to be defended.
To be honest, it would be great to see Seb and Nando on the podium for one last time, but it's nearly impossible. At the moment it is, but 2022, you see.
Yeah, 2022. Any other comments on Seb?
Don't think so. Don't think this season is going to slow down towards the end of the season. I feel there's nothing that's going to carry over to next year. Absolutely. I think everything we always know is always put towards the 2022 regs. But they can't all be good, as we always bring up. It's like 2022. It's like a buzzword. 2022, the new regs will save us. Hopefully. Who knows?
How surprised do you think Lawrence and the team are by Aston Martin start? Everyone hyped them up as much pre-season, and they've,
I don't think they expected the technical regulations to affect them that much. But also, Aston Martin, it was dangerous because they built a car for one season with no plans to develop it. So they basically used a Mercedes concept, shall we say, and go for that because they don't like the word copy.
Lawrence will put on his mask and do his little interview.
I'm very angry.
And Mr. Ping was saying Phil started to decline since 2018 Monza. That was it. You were saying he was past his peak. But you never know. He could bounce back and get to his peak again, depending on how things.
You
work
can have
out.
a second wave in your career.
Second wave.
You can definitely do it. I think so. I think Lewis had a second wave in his career. Maybe no. He's maintained the high.
I thought he was still very good at
McLaren. He's still very good. Ignore that comment. I ignore that. You can have a second wave.
You couldn't lose his second wave 6 world titles.
Yeah, he only won first.
Sebastian Vettel's going to be a 10-time world champion.
Told you Alpine is faster than Aston Martin, Simmer. You did.
But I don't think it's clear cut. I think Portimao suited Alpine well, and that's why Alpine performed very well.
Not sure what the tyre compounds are actually for Spain. Good question, Jacob.
I'm hoping they're softer.
But I believe the weather forecast at this current moment is 95% chance of rain. So it'll be a very warm day.
Yes. There will be some rain in the distance,
Heisenberg, who do you think is the best driver in general between Alonso, Vettel and Kimi? If we're talking driving ability, just as a pure driver, I think we discussed this when we did a Vettel-Alonso thing. As a pure driver, Alonso is the best one out of the three of them. Kimi is probably the quickest out of them when he pieces it together. And Vettel is the most complete F1 driver. If we're talking all in their prime, because he gets the team going well, he knows how to lead and dominate the race, and he showed up in the big moments. But yeah, that would be Vettel would probably be the most well-rounded out of the true.
Give me the quickest,
as in all aspects of being an F1 driver, like the media, the team, inter-team politics, stuff like that. I think he was definitely the most well-rounded. But yeah, Kimi quickest, but Alonso the best driver.
What about Kimi the quickest, Fernando what was I going to say? Feistiest. And Seb, no, I haven't got. Seb.
Oh dear! Right, he's obviously past his peak. His peak Seb is one, if not the best we've seen, but he still can't be. I definitely wouldn't describe prime Seb as the best we've seen. I'd say very good, but not one of the best we've seen. Because you can't have a goat, remember? You can't have a goat.
You can't have a goat when Valtteri Bottas is about.
Absolutely.
Because no one can beat Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas.
He is the greatest driver ever born.
Which team is the 5th fastest?
We have not put him down at all today. We've only said nice things about Valtteri Bottas.
I think overall,
He's a good driver.
The tracks we've seen, I would say AlphaTauri is the 5th fastest. But Aston Martin and Alpine have potential to be 5th.
I'm running out of patience with AlphaTauri.
Okay.
You've brought it up again.
Stephen's upset. Alpine
They
or
were meant
AlphaTauri?
to be like the 3rd quickest car, and they've been terrible. They've had terrible results, shocking results. I mean, what's even their points total at the moment? It's going to be like horrific.
Stephen's peed off.
They got 9 points this season. Alpine have got more points than AlphaTauri. That's when you got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm terrible.
We did. Stephen bought onto the hype train. He bought onto the hype train, Infinite. And look at him now. He's just distraught. He's been crushed.
Yuki!
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that Takuma Sato has a similar cry. Do you guys want to see Kimi race in 2022, or should he give up his seat? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I'd love to see Kimi in a competitive car.
But that's probably not ever going to happen again. Unless Alfa Romeo somehow put it out of the bag. I don't look at Alfa Romeo and go, yeah, they could be world champions. No. Even though they've started developing for 2022, and obviously no one else is, so they're going to build the best car. Yeah, maybe Kimi should just...
I think too many people put emphasis on Kimi's words. It's a hobby for me, type of thing. Look, that doesn't mean he doesn't take it seriously. When Kimi is there, I guarantee you Kimi Räikkönen is working as hard as he's ever done in his career. And he is a driver coach probably to Antonio Giovinazzi and helping him out. He really gets on with Gio and likes to help him out there. Kimi Räikkönen drives better the better the car is. I think he's one of those drivers who has little interest in driving over like 100%. Like the young guys like Russell will try and drive the car on the edge. And that's obviously why he's making mistakes. Where Kimi will drive the Alfa Romeo, 80 to 90% in its top but comfortable range and accept less points or stuff from there. So that's what I mean. I think there's a place for Kimi Räikkönen, and I don't see like next year we've got to see who graduates from F2. If Teo Pourchaire is ready, then I would rather keep Giovinazzi in and Kimi retire, I think.
Send Teo into it.
Because I'd like Gio to be, now that he's building, to still have a shot and be the team leader.
Yeah. Yeah. Kimi, yeah.
Where Kimi, like you said, is he ever going to be in a competitive car again? No. Is he going to get world championships? No. So that is the tough thing.
He's great to watch, but it's getting to the stage of, if he left the grid, would you miss him too much?
We'd miss Kimi.
Yeah,
because we really, if you're a Kimi fan, I think you do.
Yeah, but in general,
in impact on races anymore, you're not really going to miss Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the aspect. And that's where a young driver could go. Where, for people, the decision it was, would I have wanted Callum Ilott to jump in for Giovinazzi or Kimi Räikkönen? No.
He wasn't a champion at anything.
No. So I didn't think this year Kimi stopped the development of any young driver. Unless we were bringing back people like a Nick de Vries.
Yeah.
But that wasn't ever going to happen.
If Idol was in that Alfa Romeo, he'd be going slower than both Gio and Kimi at the moment.
Absolutely.
But we got to probably start to wrap things up.
Yeah, because this has been a while. Let's see how long we've been.
57 minutes.
Hour. There we go. It's been a wonderful chat. I mean, and we've managed to avoid. Right, Gio is the worst paid driver in the grid. Right, Infinite. I know you don't like Gio, but that is absolute bollocks.
When Nikita Mazepin's on the grid,
polite,
no one else
bollocks.
can take that title.
No, and also he's better than Latifi, and I also think he's better than Lance Stroll. But there you go. Look, there we go. He knew it. He knew he was gonna. He got me hook, line, and sinker. Got me hook, line, and sinker. You know what? You wanted me to bite, and I bit. Hey, Gah! Oh dear. Brilliant. Right. Anyway, guys, we've managed to do pretty well in reviewing that Portimao GP, getting through that quickly, and also previewing the Spanish GP without talking about it too much. So that's also positive.
Yeah, we cover some general news, some general thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's why we do this live, because we can interact with everyone here. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Make sure you hit that like button or that dislike button.
Not biting anymore.
Or both the buttons. Although
I'm not biting anymore.
You can't like and dislike. So you got to pick one of them. You can do one of them.
Do you like us or do you dislike us?
Either one is interaction. So, we'll
take either. Just make sure you interact.
Yeah. So, thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for posing your questions, opinions, and anything in between. We hope you've enjoyed. And we'll be back actually later today for our Motorsport Manager series. We're in Indy Lights. If you want to check that out, it's probably in about 3 hours.
Yep, and also in about 40 minutes, just over, you've got the latest episode of F1 Fantasy.
Triple F1 Fanatics today.
So there you go. We've just F1 Fanatics, all content this week has just been today. This is it. This is the day. This is F1 Fanatics Day. We're taking over the world. But yeah. Go from there. Interaction. Exactly. But if you're new around here or haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do?
You can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
Ding it. So for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.